Hello again and welcome back to Tiva Talk. Today I've got yet another guest. We're asking this young man a series of questions. But first of all, I would like him to introduce himself. Could you kindly introduce yourself?
My name's Will. I'm 14. Yeah.
Alright, welcome Will. I'm 14. Are you alright, man?
Yeah.
Good to have you on this interview. I know you've been dreading it for quite a while, but anyway, thank you very much. I like the do-rag, by the way. So, tell me a bit more about yourself, Will. How would you, if somebody were to ask you, when you become that famous individual, who is William? What would you say to that?
I'm pretty. I'd say I'm funny. I'm sporty. I'm quite active.
Oh, that's good. Okay, so when you say pretty, do you mean pretty funny or you're pretty?
I'm pretty funny.
Oh, okay, pretty funny. Because I thought, oh, what an introduction. But anyway, thank you very much. Do you think you're a funny guy?
Yeah.
Hey, so can you just crack a joke and make me laugh?
Oh my God.
Hey, just give us one of them lines that you use on the ladies, man.
I don't talk to the girls like that, man.
Okay. Anyway, so how's your day been, young man?
It's been good. I don't know about you.
No, it's been alright. It's always the same stuff, different day, but something to look forward to. But I know this is a bit impromptu, and I know we haven't prepared any questions or anything, because that's how I like the interviews, and that keeps my guests, on their feet. So what I wanted us to kind of like dwell in is to get to know you, Will, and get to celebrate your successes, because I think everyone has a story to tell. So I want to hear your story, and I want to share it to a talk community. So I know what you go to school. What year are you?
Year 9.
Year 9. Okay. So how many more years before you complete towards GCSEs? Is what they call them. Yeah. So how many more years to go?
1.5.
1.5 years. Okay. And how is that? Is it quite nerve-wracking, or are you prepared? You're gonna ace the exams and that type of thing.
Nah, quite nerve-wracking.
Quite nerve-wracking. Okay. So what is your worry? What is the most thing that kind of worries you?
I'm not smart enough.
Who says that? I believe you're a smart guy. How many sports do you play?
4.
4. Okay. Could you just tell us what they are?
I play football, rugby, basketball, and sometimes I play handball.
You see. So you're quite sporty, and to me it means with those kind of a number of sports that you play, they all need your mental input. They also need your physical input. So they all have different rules. So when you say you're not smart enough, where do you get that from?
I just feel like I don't understand certain stuff, like certain things. Like we'll be in maths and they'll be talking about something, and I just won't understand it. It's not like I'm not smart enough. It's just pretty slow.
Well, people are different. I view myself as a slow learner. People learn at different paces, but that does not mean they're not smart. I think the whole reason for being in school is for you to learn, and learning something new. It's like you being on a bike. You ride a bike, don't you?
Yeah.
Okay, so what was the first day of you riding a bike like? Did you start off as a proper bike ride specialist, or you started off slow?
Yeah, just started off slow.
Yeah, so you're in school to learn mathematics and all those different subjects. So don't you think maybe you're a bit too hard on yourself?
I'd say I'm not hard enough, to be honest.
You're not hard enough.
Mm.
And I remember you mentioned that you play rugby.
Yeah.
Isn't that a hard sport? Because that's a proper contact sport, is it not?
Yeah, but it's a difference because academically, I'm not very good. But when it comes to physical stuff, you can put me in like an engineering room. I can easily, well, not easily, but I could find my way around. If you put me in like a new sport, I could like quickly learn that sport and like get better and get good at it. But academically, I think when I don't get something, I'm quick to give up because I'm used to just being like put in uncomfortable situations and just like sort of just dealing with it.
All right, okay. No, fair enough. I do understand, and I think it's very important for people to understand this as well. That yes, there is the academic side of things, but that's not how we are actually built up. Yes, we're built to learn, but we have a different skill set, and this is one of the important things that I wanted to talk about. It's about the gifts in us as individuals, our genetic makeup, and what has been given to us to operate in. You say you're put in a room and you'll be quick to execute because it's something that you're comfortable with, learning something new. But however, if we put you into a classroom, that's not necessarily the case. But I don't think that's the same with all the subjects. What's your favorite subject in school?
It'd be PE, food tech, or like engineering.
So you enjoy engineering? Yeah, I remember us going to one of your, was it an options, or it was a school evening when you're busy with the tech stuff, and I kind of like noticed that, yeah, that's your kind of thing. So how do you feel like when you're actually in an engineering classroom? What does that make you feel like? Just being around the engineering equipment, do you get a kind of buzz, or your mind just starts, cracking in with the funny ideas that you can come across?
Yeah, I think like what you just said, like I just know what to do. If I see something, then I can think about like what I could make with it and what I want to make with it. Yeah.
Oh, nice. So you would say you're quite a creative individual?
I would say so, yeah.
Yeah, because I remember you telling me about your idea about the fridge. Do you remember that? Where you just move close to the fridge and, the fridge would just open. And it was an idea about putting magnets. So you're walking around with a magnet. And then as you get closer to the fridge opens because of that magnetic attraction. I think that's proper creative, very funny though, very funny. Okay, where do you actually come from, Will?
Well, like where I was born.
Yes.
Born Gateshead.
Gateshead.
Yeah.
So have you got like the accent? I realize you're quite an accenty type of person. What's that about?
I just watch a lot of like YouTube and that.
All right, so it comes from YouTube. All right. Oh no, it's quite interesting. Quite interesting. So you were born in Gateshead, and where did you start school?
Started school in Sunderland.
In Sunderland. We never lived in Sunderland.
Yeah,
man.
Grangetown.
Grangetown, that's in Middlesbrough. What are you on about?
Same thing.
No, it's not. It's not. Okay, so yeah. So what are the kind of like interesting moments that you remember from, from the first day of school and
When I walked in with my Fireman Son backpack and I was bald.
who used to give you haircuts then?
It's Almond Uni,
Okay, that's a funny way of remembering stuff. Okay, no, that's quite interesting. So, I realize you've been quite active even from a nursery stage. You've been quite artistic as well, in terms of like liking music, that type of thing. Do you still like music?
I love music.
You love music. Can you tell me a bit about where that love comes from?
I don't know. It's just like I can't really explain it. I just like when I feel music, like when I'm listening to music, it's like if it's like any problem, it just goes away. To be honest, like if I'm listening to some like Frank Ocean or something, just listening to what he's saying, it's just like. You can't think about anything else. It's just like that, yeah.
All right. So you, from what you're saying, it sounds like you're quite a thoughtful person. Are you a person that's actually, do you like going out or do you like staying indoors?
I mean, I love my friend group, like my boys, but like going out with just random people, I don't really like going out as much. I like to be on my own. And just like my friend group, just the people that surround me, like my brothers, my sisters, like all of them.
All right, okay. So you're more a solo operator basically.
Yeah, pretty much.
So what's going on in your mind while you're operating in that manner?
I don't really know. Like I'll just be bouncing the ball or something, like just be, I don't know, peace with myself.
All right, no, that's good. So long you're at peace with yourself, that's absolutely fine. So okay, so you've just told me about how you listen to other people, songs and stuff like that. But the musical side of you that I remember is where you play around with instruments, you produce tune. Do you still do some of that stuff?
A bit, yeah. I just be like Eben or Jesse, and they'll be like, I'll make some lyrics or something. And we just make a song, not like release it or anything. We'll just end up making a song and stuff. It just, and
So, sorry, go on.
I was finished.
All right. So how come you don't focus on that much nowadays? Because when you were younger, I quite remember you used to, play music or create beats and all sorts all the time. How come you don't focus on that type of thing anymore?
I think I'm just too impatient, to be honest, because like I listen to enough music, like so much music. I just know what good music sounds like. But like if I like at church, I'll just be playing the keyboard, and like it won't really sound like how I want it to, so I'll just stop, and like that.
All right. So what I'm kind of getting, I think you comparing yourself with too many people, and you become too hard on yourself, and yet the true William is trying to come out, but something is holding him back, and that's focusing on other people. Would you say that's a true assessment?
Yeah.
Okay. So, when looking at other things, you went into a bit of editing and playing of games. What's happening with that? Do you still do that type of stuff?
I still play games, I just don't record it. Yeah.
Okay, so what was going through your mind at the time when you were actually playing and recording at the same time? What was your plan?
I mean, it was lockdown, so and I was quite young, so I don't really think I had a plan. I just like most kids at the time, I just wanted to make videos. I wanted to be like the ones that are really good. Like, they went to the World Cups and they got like millions of it.
All right, okay. So why did you stop?
Because the computer broke.
All right, okay. So it was a technical issue then.
Yeah.
Okay. But is it something that you'd want to go back to at some point?
Yeah, I just don't think I'd have the time for it. So,
All right. So what are you spending most of your time doing now?
probably watching football, going out with friends, just playing sports and that.
Okay. No, it's quite understandable. So of the sports that you play, which one is your favorite?
Say, obviously I love football, but it'd probably be like basketball or rugby.
Okay. Can you tell us a bit more about basketball or rugby or both of them actually? You know, what makes you so keen to focus on those sports?
Yeah, rugby. I don't know. You just wake up. If you're mad, you can just tackle some random guy, just put him on the floor. But you know, it's not hard feelings. So.
All right, okay. So basically, it's like you're taking out your frustration on the sport, basically.
Yeah.
I think that's quite interesting. Okay. So what else? Continue, please.
Basketball. I just love watching it. I've always wanted to be I always wanted to be like professional in basketball.
Okay.
But you know, when you watch other people do it, it's just the same as with the music. And when you watch other people do it, you realize that you're just not as good as them. But you don't really want to try because you feel like practicing will only just waste your time. And yeah, I just think that I should be at one level, but I'm not, and I don't want to work to that level.
Okay. So just to kind of like help you out a little bit, William. I think from what you're saying, I sense like you think everything starts off with perfection, but that's not true. So everything has to start somewhere. That's why even when we were focusing on the Bible, it says that do not despise humble beginnings. You know, you start small and you grow from that. And from practice, even from your experience, you know that with the football, you never started off as quite good in football. But how many hours have you actually put into that sport? So do you get what I'm saying? I think you're a bit too harsh on yourself. But also, I think you kind of like don't want to put in the work.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then how do you get to that point where you say you're good?
Just it is working. Like I've seen when I was off, when I quit football like 2 years ago, and I just kept playing it. That's what I saw. I was getting better. But then when I was just sitting around doing nothing, like playing Fortnite, like when you watch like the professionals, and then you see a competition. I think that drives you. Yeah.
Yeah, good. But one thing as well with basketball, because I think that's the only sport that you've actually mentioned that you want to be a professional in. And looking back to when you started playing basketball, can you share with us the first day that you started playing basketball?
Like for the second year or primary.
No, whichever, where somebody actually said, "Oh, Will, you're actually good in this sport."
Ah, well, it's like year 8. No, yeah, no, it was alright. So at the end of year 8, year 7,
Okay.
there was like basketball training for the team.
Yeah.
And I wanted to get out of the team, but I was just a little chubby kid, and I wasn't very good. So then I went there. I missed like every shot. So then I didn't go for ages, and then like midway through year 8,
Okay.
I went again, and I was just running around people, just doing tricks I never knew I could do, to be honest. Like just scoring, and
Wow.
all the people around, they were like, "Oh, Will, you're really good, and then they were like, and then I just got confidence from there. And then the PE teacher, he was like, they had a game the next day, so then he told me, "Will, you're playing tomorrow," and I was like, "Oh, all right."
Okay. So when you're being told that you're really good, how did that make you feel?
I mean, obviously, you said it yourself. I did love the attention, to be honest.
Okay.
So, yeah, it felt good. So I wanted to keep going. So, yeah.
Okay. So where are you now with the basketball?
I'm thinking of joining a team. Well, I want to, but right now, it's like clashing with football and rugby, so I'm not really sure.
Okay. So obviously you have to make a choice there. Yeah, but you did mention that you're quite chubby at some point. So what's actually happened to you? Because some of us need to emulate. How did you manage to get yourself into proper kind of like physical shape?
I'm not sure. I think it was just like puberty, but I saw like when I go into secondary school, you know how you have like change rooms and that.
Yes.
And it's like one day, like it was like my first day of year 7, and then I saw my friend, like my best friend at the time, and he was like, he had abs, and I was like, no.
I want one of them.
Yeah. So I just looked at myself. I was looking in the mirror, and then I said to him, if by year 9 I don't have abs, you can do whatever. You can like punch me or whatever. So
Wow, that's quite inspirational. So what then happened?
So I just kept doing sports. I started football. I was like, there's loads of teams that wanted me. So then I just kept playing football, kept doing stuff, and keeping active, like going on the treadmill. It's just, like working sometimes, like not all the time though. Not like 5 days at the gym.
Yeah.
It was like just doing humble stuff, like doing sit-ups and push-ups in my room.
Oh wow.
It's just,
So you see, Will, you actually pushed yourself to achieve a target. And look at you now. Isn't that something to be proud of?
Yeah.
Eh? So do you stand in the mirror and look at yourself now and think, oh, check out this Hank?
Yeah. I just go around the PE change rooms flexing in the mirrors.
Nice. I wish I could do that, man. Hey, wow, that's quite inspirational. Thank you for sharing that with us. Wow. So what does your friend say now? when he sees you like this?
I don't really talk to him anymore. To be
Oh,
honest.
oh, that's a shame.
We're in different peers now, so you can't really see. But like most of the people around me, when they see me when I'm getting changed, and they're like, "Oh, Will, you've lost so much weight."
Wow.
Yeah.
And how does it make you feel?
It's just nice, to be honest.
It's a nice feeling.
Like when we're in the gym and that, they'll be like, "Oh, we're such a beast," and just all that stuff. And it's just nice to hear.
Oh, nice. How about on the rugby field? What do they say?
Oh, on the rugby field. I don't know. Not really like from my team. Well, yeah, on my team, but in training, they'll be calling me a beast. I got injured one time, like I hurt my knee, and they gave me a standing ovation. They were like, "Oh," the other team, they were like, "Oh, you're so good, man. You're so good." And it's just
Oh, nice.
happy.
It's good to hear. Oh, wow, wow. No, that's quite interesting. Anyway, I just want to take a little break now, just for a few seconds or a minute or two. Then we will continue with this conversation. So just for you to kind of like take a breather and gather more of these interesting stories